This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
The time is 6:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news edited by Dulmin Samarasinghe and read by Tilani Piris. The discussion between the Prime Minister and Teachers and Principals Trade Union ends without an agreement. 25,000 million rupees allocated for various projects related to production economy. The special interim report on the activities of National Medicinal Drugs Authority published. Mahaveli Cultivation's promotional week commences. And on international news, North Korea's leader vows to build an invincible military. And on sports news, Sri Lanka's leading badminton players are expected to take part in Europe's top international badminton series from tomorrow. Convener of Teachers and Principals Trade Union Joseph Stalin says that the discussion between the Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa and their trade union ended without a solution. The discussion took place at the Prime Minister's office today. Mr. Stalin said that future course of action will be taken after discussions tomorrow. Proposals were presented to pay salaries in 2 stages during the discussion between the Prime Minister and the Teachers Union. Chairperson of the Sri Lanka Podujana Education Services Union, Vasantha Handapangoda, said that their union agreed with the proposal. Minister Basil Rajapaksa says that a famine situation will not be allowed to occur in the country. The budget has allocated 25,000 million rupees for projects related to production economy. The methodology has been prepared to make the cash flow to villages. The minister said the budget will not allocate funds for the entire year, but funds will be allocated quarterly after observing the progress of the projects. Funds will not be allocated again for the unsuccessful projects in the first quarter. A special interim report on the activities of National Medicinal Drugs Regulatory Authority has been handed over to the State Minister, Professor Channa Jasumana. The 5-member committee paid attention on the activities of the authority from the 1st of July 2015 to the 17th of March 2021. Chairperson of the committee, retired High Court Judge Sarojini Kusala Viravardhana, handed over the interim report to State Minister Channa Jasumana at the State Ministry office. A Mahaveli Cultivation's promotional week has been declared from today. The program is implemented under the Saubhagya Agriculture Development Program. The inauguration ceremony took place this morning under the patronage of Minister Chamal Rajapaksa at the Mahaveli Centre. The minister said that home garden projects and organic fertilizer program in the Mahaveli zones are steps to overcome economic challenges. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Get a personal loan for your marriage, education or housing within 24 hours with People's Bank Digital Banking.
The Secretary-General Dhammika Dasanayake said Parliament is scheduled to convene on Thursday, the 21st and Friday, the 22nd next week. He said the decision was taken at the meeting of the Committee on Parliamentary Business chaired by the Honourable Speaker Mahinda Abeyewardene on the 7th last week, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. on both sitting days, and has been set aside for questions for oral answers. The Secretary-General said Parliament will convene on October 21st at 10 a.m. and from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. the Code of Criminal Procedure Amendment Bill regulations under the Civil Procedure Code. Youthful Offenders Training Schools Amendment Bill and the Penal Code Amendment Bill will be debated. Thereafter, from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., the adjournment debate on current issues with regard to the fertilizers in the country will be held as per a motion moved by the opposition. 2 orders under the Strategic Development Projects Act will be debated on Friday, October 22nd from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. Subsequently, the adjournment motion moved by the government on the COPE reports presented to Parliament will be taken up for debate from 12 noon to 5:30 p.m. without a lunch break. Meanwhile, the proposed amendments to the standing orders to be made by the Committee on Standing Orders were tabled for the information of the members of the Committee on Parliamentary Business, and it was agreed to discuss this in the future. The committee also discussed the possibility of opening the public gallery in Parliament, and it was decided to consider the reopening of the public gallery in the future, subject to health guidelines. The Department of Government Information says the Cabinet of Ministers has approved drafting of the Defence Cyber Commands Act and a bill for imposing cyber protection laws. The proposals for the two draft bills were submitted by the President in his capacity as the Minister of Defence and Minister of Technology, Electronic Communication across cyberspace has been recognised as a crucial factor that can directly affect national security. That ends local news for now.
Get a personal loan for your marriage, education or housing within 24 hours with People's Bank Digital Banking. People's Bank Digital Banking, your ultimate convenience.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
The Special Cabinet Subcommittee appointed by the President to make permanent training graduates has met under the patronage of its chairman, Minister Dinesh Gunawardena. The Special Cabinet Subcommittee was appointed to make 58,000 trainee graduates permanent, recruited under the Vistas of Prosperity Policy statement. Minister Gunawardena said that the progress at the ministries they made where they have been attached was reviewed in order to make them permanent. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And now in Watch Light.
The Environment Ministry expressed concern over the dumping of garbage mixed with chemicals to the country's river network, inland lakes by small, medium and large-scale industrialists. The Environment Minister, Mahinda Amaravira, said steps would be taken to display warning boards on either side of all rivers and lakes and requested the public to refrain from dumping chemicals and garbage into waterways to protect the lives of humans, flora and fauna. That came to you in Watchlight.
World News.
The World News headlines first. North Korea's leader vows to build an invincible military. MPs say UK's early COVID response is worst public health failure ever. Coal price hits fresh high as mines shut in China due to floods. North Korea's leader has vowed to build an invincible military in the face of what it says are hostile policies from the United States. Kim Jong-un added that weapons development was for self-defense and not to start a war. Mr. Kim made the comments at a rare defense exhibition while flanked by a variety of large missiles. North Korea has recently tested what it claims to be new hypersonic and anti-aircraft missiles. A report by MPs say the UK's failure to do more to stop COVID spreading early in the pandemic was one of the worst ever public health failures. It said the government approach, backed by its scientists, was to try to manage the situation and in effect achieve herd immunity by infection. This led to a delay in introducing the first lockdown, costing thousands of lives. The price of coal used in China power plants has surged to a new record high as another of the country's key mining regions is hit by flooding. Heavy rains hit Shanghai in recent days, the country's biggest coal-producing province, after record floods struck the mining region of Henan in July. Thermal coal on the Zhengzhou Commodity Exchange rose by over 10% today. The floods further complicate China's efforts to increase fuel supplies to ease its deepening energy crisis. Back to the world news headlines. North Korea's leader vows to build an invincible military. MPs say UK's early COVID response is worst public health failure ever. Coal price hits fresh high as mines shut in China due to floods. That ends World News.
And now in development news.
Tourism Minister Prasanna Ranatunga said domestic flights between Jaffna International Airport and the Ratmalana International Airport will resume soon. Accordingly, plans are afoot to recommence the flight operations next month. Special attention will also be paid to recommence the development of the Palali Airport, which was halted due to the pandemic. That was development news.
Sports news.
Badminton first. Sri Lanka's leading badminton players are expected to take part in Europe's top international badminton series, which will commence with Yonex Dutch Open Badminton Championships tomorrow. Bhuvanika Gunatilaka, Sachin Das, Rantushka Karunatilaka and Kavindi Sirimanage already left for the tournaments, while the two Karunaratna brothers Niluka and Dinuka are expected to join them midway. That was badminton news. Moving on with Commonwealth Games, Sri Lanka is among the countries which have reportedly expressed interest to host the 2026 Commonwealth Games. The BBC reported Australia, Canada, India and Sri Lanka have expressed interest in staging the 2026 Games, but as yet a host has not been secured. Cricket news. Ireland's Amy Hunter celebrated her 16th birthday by becoming the youngest player to hit an international century in yesterday's one-day game in Zimbabwe. The Belfast schoolgirl notched 121 not out as Ireland made 312 for 3, which earned them a series clinching an 85-run win. That was sports news.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency through NSB U-Trust for 6 months consecutively. Send more money and increase the chances of winning.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
People's Bank was yet again featured among the coveted top 10 most admired companies of Sri Lanka for the 2020-2021 financial year organised by the International Chamber of Commerce of Sri Lanka, the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants and the Daily FT. Open for both listed and unlisted companies, the annual Most Admired Companies of Sri Lanka awards recognised companies that are a cut above the rest in terms of overall excellence. That came to you in Business News.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners.
Canadian David Card, Israeli-American Joshua Angrist and Dutch-American Guido Imbens yesterday won the Nobel Economics Prize for insights into the labour market and natural experiments. The Nobel Committee said in a statement the researchers were honoured for providing new insights about the labour market and showing what conclusions about cause and effect can be drawn from natural experiments. That was economic news.
Weather report.
The Met Department says showers or thundershowers will occur at times in the Sabaragamuwa and central provinces. Several spells of showers will occur in the western and northwestern provinces and in Galle and Matara districts. A few showers may occur in the northern province too. Showers or thundershowers may occur at a few places in the Uva province and in the Ampara and Batticaloa districts during the night. Wind speed can be increased up to 50 kilometers per hour at times in the western slopes of the Central Hills, northern, north-central, northwestern and southern provinces and in the Trincomalee district. That was the weather report. And now to end this news broadcast, the main points once again. The discussion between the Prime Minister and teachers and principals trade union ends without an agreement. 25,000 million rupees allocated for various projects related to production economy. The special interim report on the activities of National Medicinal Drugs Authority published. Mahaveli Cultivation's promotional week commences. And on international news, North Korea's leader vows to build an invincible military. And on sports news, Sri Lanka's leading badminton players are expected to take part in Europe's top international badminton series from tomorrow. That ends this news broadcast.